Excellent. Wonderful. Hello and welcome to the webinar tonight, everybody. Super excited to be here with you both, and really excited to be co-presenting tonight with the most amazing person, Ms. Karen Murphy. For those of you who know Karen, you know she is like superwoman with a red cape. And for those of you who don't know Karen, she has got a background in accounting. She is a mum to the most gorgeous little girl. And honestly, there's a thing that Ms. Karen can't do. So super excited for you guys to be hearing from her a bit later on tonight. We are going to hear some information tonight about something that really gets me excited, passionate and fired up. So if I get a little bit like that, you're going to have to excuse me. It's not going to stop. So let's get into it. My name is Lisa Sauer. I am a registered nurse. I'm based in Sunshine Coast, Australia, a Pro 6 in the company. I've been with LifeVantage now for 4 years, and I'm not one of those people that saw this and jumped straight in. In fact, it's a bit of a running joke in the team because my beautiful, gorgeous little sister brought this information to me. She knew being a nurse and being super passionate about preventative health. She thought, oh my God, Lisa is going to flip when she sees this information. The fact of the matter is I did not get taught about oxidative stress while I was doing my degree. So I had no understanding of why a product that protects the body against oxidative stress was such a big deal. And so I was super busy and I just put blinkers on and I thought if this was such a big deal, I would have heard about it, you know, so I just really kind of dismissed her, and it's kind of embarrassing to say now. But 6 months passed, and over that time, she was just so patient, and she would send me links to research papers, talking about oxidative stress. She would send me links to doctors talking about how excited they were and how fired up they are about, the products. And I thought, well, that's interesting, because I've worked with a lot of doctors and not too many of them are open to, natural therapies. It got to a Christmas time and my email was piled up, and I thought, oh my God, I'm just going to look into this, if for nothing else, but just to get the monkey off my back. So the first thing I did was look at what oxidative stress was. And guys, I got really excited, because I found out that oxidative stress is cellular damage, and that high levels of it in the body are linked to everything you don't want. And that the world we're living in is actually making those levels higher than ever before in history. So I was like, oh my God, this is the solution to a problem the world doesn't realize it's got yet. And it was just, I went on this research binge and I got so excited. I called her, I said, I have no idea what network marketing is, but I'm not going to stop sharing this information with people because the world needs to know about it. And that's where it kind of started for me. And that was 4 years ago. So that first 12 months, I was like, oh, the science is strong, but sometimes science doesn't translate into the human body quite the same way. And I was still nervous. 4 years down the track, I cannot stop smiling. Seriously, if I could just download even 10 seconds worth of the lives that have been changed for the better over these last 4 years, if I could just download 10 seconds worth into your mind, there is no way that any of you listening to this information wouldn't at the very least be a customer, if not join the team and be sharing this information too. It's that big a deal. I got goosebumps. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is talk to you about the company, because the company started in 2003 as this really tiny little biotech company. We are publicly traded on the NASDAQ, currently at about 200 million in sales, but positioned to become a $3 to $5 billion company within the next 3 to 5 years. So, a $1 billion company, that's huge. We're really positioned ourselves in a good place to take advantage of the health and wellness sector with a product that has no competition. So what's so different about LifeVantage and our products? Well, we pride ourselves at being leaders in the forefront of a study called nutrigenomics. Now, Fox News actually said nutrigenomics is changing everything. Where we've once thought that we were powerless in an area of our DNA, we now at least know we've got some control. The ability to affect our genes in a positive manner means we're no longer at the mercy of our DNA. That's huge. That means that, the theory used to be the genes you're born with are the genes that you die with. If you had a history of any kind of horrible cardiovascular cancer type issue in your family, once upon a time it was almost like a death sentence to hear that. That's not necessarily the case anymore, because we know that the way we live our lives and what we do to our bodies affects our DNA for better and also for worse. So nutrigenomics is a super exciting study. It's the field of taking nutrition and naturally occurring compounds and applying it in a way that has benefit to the body. Now, the specific area that we focus on in terms of being able to take that information gained through a nutrigenomic study and applying it in a positive or beneficial way to a human body, that actual area is what we refer to as biohacking. Super exciting. And biohacking is something that benefits everybody, from athletes, mathletes, weekend warriors, literally everybody. So I just wanted to really, really be clear, because I know these concepts are a little bit new and a lot of people are like, oh, where is she going with this? But the way we're heading with technology and the world in general, we are looking at our bodies being in a situation where we're hijacked, like literally hijacked. And the definition of hijacked is having something being taken over or used for a destructive purpose. Now, we're being hijacked 24/7, whether we like it or not, physically, emotionally, biochemically, the toxins that we're exposed to, the EMFs from cell phones and radiation, as well as, allergies, can affect our body as well. And there is more and more people being affected by allergies as we go. When we talk about biohacking, that's taking control of our biology, optimizing our genetic potential, becoming the best version of ourselves possible. And we do this through the knowledge gained in nutrigenomic research. So when we talk about biohacking and we talk about the world around us, the number one thing that we really, really need to understand is oxidative stress and the power to reduce that. Now, oxidative stress, as I mentioned to you, the first thing that I did was find out what it is. So oxidative stress is known as one of three terms: oxidative stress, cellular damage, or free radical damage. They all mean the same thing. Now, oxidative stress being cellular damage, it just makes sense. If you've got high numbers of damaged cells in the body, that's going to lead to malfunction, rapid aging, the development of disease. You don't have to be a doctor or a health professional to understand that that's the case. But let me put it in a visual way. Have a look at the screen in front of you. On the left-hand side, you're going to see a normal, healthy body cell. Now, that healthy cell is strong, it's round, it looks good, and it's functional. A body full of healthy cells like that is going to be strong and functional. When we have too many free radicals in the body, now free radicals come from exposure to toxins that come from normal body processes. When we have too many of those, we have a cell that's attacked by those excess free radicals, and we end up with a cell with oxidative stress or a damaged cell. So you can see that manky looking cell on the right. Like, if you've got high levels of those types of cells in the body, doesn't that just make sense that it's going to cause some kind of issues? To make it more visual again, if you were to imagine metal that's left out in the rain, it rusts over time because it's exposed to oxygen. An apple that's been cut in half, it goes brown over time because it's been exposed to oxygen. And a tomato or an apple left on a bench over time is going to rot and decay because it's exposed to oxygen. So oxygen in the body is necessary for life, but it is also very corrosive and it can lead to oxidative stress. So we know that oxidative stress is cellular damage, and we know that high levels of that in the body are linked with everything that you don't want. So what causes oxidative stress? Well, as I previously mentioned, if you eat, breathe, or drink, you are going to produce oxidative stress. That's a byproduct of the metabolic process in the body. But there are things that we're doing in our normal everyday lives these days that are increasing the levels of oxidative stress that we're exposed to. Those sorts of things are everything from the foods that we're eating with the artificial colors, flavors, preservatives, chemicals, you name it. The water we're drinking with the chlorine and other contaminants, the air we're breathing. There are so many cars on the road these days that even going for a healthy walk means that you are breathing in car exhaust where where you may not have been doing so before. Too much or too little exercise will lead to more oxidative stress. Environmental pollution and toxins will lead to more oxidative stress. Our skin being the largest organ of the body, everything that we put on our skin is absorbed and leads to more oxidative stress. So everything from the soaps we're using, the hair, the shampoos and conditioners, makeup, your deodorants, your sunscreens, your mozzie sprays, all of those things, everything that you put on the skin is going to increase your oxidative stress. And so the one last thing that really, really concerns me, and the one thing that we cannot avoid and that is going to impact us more and more and more, especially as technology advances, is our exposure to EMF frequencies. So your EMFs, or your electromagnetic frequencies, come from your mobile devices, your iPads, your laptops, your bits and pieces. Now, those have been proven to cause oxidative stress in the body. So you don't have to take my word for that. You can actually go to a reputable research website and type in high EMF exposure and oxidative stress, and you'll find multiple research studies which connect the two. So they know it's a no-brainer. They know that's what's happening. And incidentally, just for anyone, just as a random fact, did you know that I got told the other day that anything over 30 minutes of mobile usage a day is considered excess mobile usage? Like, that is kind of scary, because we know in the fine print it says, you know, obviously you shouldn't use it excessively every day. And their idea of excess usage is over 30 minutes. So I'm kind of like, whoa, that's one phone conversation with my mom. So it's kind of scary. So we know that oxidative stress is cellular damage. We know that high levels are linked to everything that we don't want, and the world we're living in is increasing the levels we're exposed to. So what kind of things are there that we kind of get symptoms of if we've got high levels of oxidative stress? Well, most commonly people will complain of feeling like they have a lack of energy, they're feeling tired, they have poor quality or disrupted sleep. Most people would say that they've got brain fog or a lack of mental clarity, mood disturbances and or anxiety. Those sorts of things are red flags for somebody who may have high levels of oxidative stress. High levels of oxidative stress affect every system in the body, like every single system, from your brain, your heart, kidney, skin, joints, immune system, lungs, eyes, every system is affected. So just to recap on that, high levels of oxidative stress are linked to more than 260 different disease states within the body. And it's a really great time to remind people you don't have to wait till you're symptomatic to take steps and be proactive with your health. Now is always a good time. I was always brought up with the old adage that like an ounce of prevention is far better than a pound of cure. And I've taken that with me right through life. So that's one thing that I really do, you know, believe in. Just a reminder, if you're breathing, you've got oxidative stress. We cannot avoid it. And studies prove that oxidative stress do in fact increase with age. So how much oxidative stress do we actually have? Like, what are we talking about in terms of numbers? Well, we have approximately 37.2 trillion cells in the human body. And potentially every single one of those cells has free radicals affecting it. So we're talking at any given time, we could have up to 3.72 quintillion free radicals. Like, that is a massive, massive number. And one antioxidant enzyme, or one antioxidant will neutralize one free radical. So quite often when I'm talking about this, most people understand that free radicals are the bad guys and antioxidants are the good guys, because everybody jokes about the glass of red wine or the chocolate being really, really good for them. But anything that you eat, so any antioxidant enzyme that you eat, whether it's through fruit and vegetables, a blueberry, you know, that red wine, even supplements that are antioxidant supplements, if you take it directly through your mouth, through your digestive system, is what we consider a direct antioxidant. Now, direct antioxidant will neutralize a free radical on a 1-to-1 ratio. That's like, now think about 3.72 quintillion. If you are trying to use a direct antioxidant to make a difference in your body based on that ratio, that's like a lot of blueberries, 6,700 antioxidants in a tub of blueberries. That's not even going to come close. Like, you could have a truckload of blueberries and you're still not going to come close to making a difference in that. I would always recommend a diet high in antioxidants, but it's not going to make a difference to what we're talking about tonight. So again, just to recap, and I love this visual. So any direct antioxidant, like the fruits that you can consume, are a 1-to-1 ratio, but Protandim is significantly different because our bodies are amazing. If we produce oxidative stress by eating, breathing, or drinking, then our amazing bodies have a way of being able to neutralize that oxidative stress. And the way that it does that is through antioxidant enzymes. Now, an antioxidant enzyme is incredibly powerful, and it can eliminate up to 1 million free radicals in the body. That's why Protandim is so effective. So what is Protandim? Well, it's not a supplement, first and foremost, because supplements are used and designed to address a deficit in the body. We're not doing that. Protandim is what we call a nerve 2 activator. It's like a switch in your body which turns on your body's own ability to make those antioxidant enzymes, which are hugely, hugely powerful. We have American research papers which have been conducted which prove we can reduce oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. That's published peer-reviewed study to prove that. Protandim is clinically proven to protect our body against oxidative stress and slow the aging process. That is massive. The National Institute of Aging conducted a study that ran for 10 years. The sole purpose of that study was to determine what, if anything, was capable of not only extending lifespan, but improving quality of life. Because let's face it, there's no point in extending life if you don't have quality. Now, that study compared pharmaceuticals as well as some well-known natural ingredients like high-dose green tea, turmeric, and your resveratrol and things like that. They also compared Protandim. At the end of that 10-year study, Protandim was the only natural health product, proven to extend life by 7% in male mice, which was absolutely huge. That was a third-party study that proved that reducing that oxidative stress had a benefit on the extension of life. It was massive. Now, Protandim in the UK is $38 a month on wholesale pricing. It's made of 5 natural plant ingredients: your ashwagandha, your bacopa, your green tea, your milk thistle, and your turmeric. I love that those ingredients have been used in traditional medicine for centuries. I absolutely love that. Now, I have people at this point who say to me, yeah, I take that. I take that. I take this, and this. But I say to people, it's not about the individual ingredients. It's about the synergy of the blend. So if you were to graph every single one of those individual ingredients, yes, they are NERV2 activators. But if you were to graph them, they only activate on a very small amount. Protandim in that blend has been synergistically put together so that it's the combination of ingredients and the quantities of each ingredient, which makes it 18 times more effective. It's not, I always say, you cannot patent a natural product. You can't just take milk thistle and go, well, I'm going to say milk thistle does this and I'm going to brand it and patent it. You can't do that. The only way that you can actually get a patent on a natural product is if you can prove that that blend of products is so unique, it does something so categorically different that no other combination can do. That's the only way you can get a patent. And we have 14 US and international patents on our product. So it's a no-brainer. It does exactly what it says it does. And again, like I said, it's the science that really, really drew me in. Now, back 4 years ago, I went to PubMed.gov because I used that throughout my degree. So I knew that the published peer-reviewed studies on there, it didn't matter how much a company paid for them, because they could pay as much money as they wanted. If a research paper did not pass a peer review process, it wouldn't get published on PubMed. So I knew it was a valid source of information. Now, I went to PubMed and I typed in oxidative stress. Now, back then, there was like 78,000 research articles on oxidative stress. And I thought, wow, that's a lot of numbers. Fast forward to today, There's over 180,000 research articles done on oxidative stress. So in just 4 years, there's been an increase of research papers conducted of over 100,000 research papers. And that's only the ones that have been accepted through the peer review process. Now, for those of you who understand how much money is spent on even just the most basic research paper, you multiply that by 100,000 and you'll see there's a significant amount of money being spent researching oxidative stress. Because the fact of the matter is, we know that high levels of oxidative stress in the body are linked to everything that you just don't want. And so for us to have a product that naturally protects the body is so exciting. It's so exciting. So if you go to PubMed.gov and you type in Protandim, you'll actually find 24 peer-reviewed studies that have been conducted on our product. I love the validity that backs what we've got. We've had large-scale universities studying our product, from Washington State University to Ohio State to Harvard to Texas Tech, the National Institute of Aging, which I mentioned before, in the study that they conducted. We've been featured in the American Heart Association's journal Circulation, and we're the only branded health supplement to ever feature in that article, because normally it's rare for them to feature even just an individual ingredient, let alone a blend. So I love that I can stand here proudly and represent this product, knowing the science that backs it, but more than that, knowing how that translates into the body. We don't ever claim to treat, prevent, cure, or mitigate disease. That is not what we're about. The human body is absolutely amazing. If you cut your hand, you heal. Women give birth to babies that grow from just cells. It's incredible what the human body is capable of doing. What Protandim is the most powerful tool to help your body do what it's naturally able to do. And I always love this slide. I love being able to remind people that it's not just humans who have oxidative stress. All mammals are affected by oxidative stress. And our little best friends, our little furry ones, they're just as affected as other people. And here's the thing. Dogs don't understand placebos. So when you hide a little tablet into, a bit of meat or a sausage or whatever, and you're giving that to them, they don't understand that they're meant to have any kind of response to that. But you can see for yourself. Go search on YouTube. There's some amazing videos on what can happen with animals and reducing oxidative stress. So when it comes to biohacking, tip number 2, boosting your mitochondria. The mitochondria are the powerhouse of our cells. They're like the little battery cells. They're responsible for our energy. And LifeVantage, through its study of nutrigenomics, has a world breakthrough in supporting healthy aging and energy levels at the cellular level by activating the NRF1 pathway with Protandim NRF1. We can enhance cellular health, which allows cells to function at our peak performance. Again, as I mentioned, increasing cellular ATP, and this can help improve sleep quality and promote cellular repair. Again, it's comprised of natural plant ingredients like your alpha-lipoic acid, your coenzyme Q10, your grape extract, your quercetin, and your acetylene L-carnitine, which is a huge mouthful for anyone just saying. Protandim NRF1 is $55 a month wholesale for UK pricing. Now, the thing with these two products is that, yes, Protandim NRF2 is our flagship product. It is the piece de resistance. If you were only going to choose one, I would be saying NRF2 100% of the way. But NRF2 and NRF1 in combination are like the 1-2 punch. So where NRF2 reduces your oxidative stress, NRF1 increases that cellular energy, which, as we know, declines with age. And that gives you optimal mitonuclear communication. So when it comes to biohacking, this is like the optimal pack right here. So the duo pack for UK is $92, and that's a 30-day supply. All right, biohacking number 3. I absolutely love talking about probiotics. It's huge. Gut health is massive. All disease begins in the gut. That comes from Hippocrates over 2,000 years ago. It blows my mind, the understanding that he had of the body. Now, while all disease doesn't literally start in the gut, many metabolic, autoimmune, and cognitive diseases do in fact start with gastrointestinal disturbances or imbalances. So protecting your gut health is essential. With Physique ProBio, we have over 6 billion CFU units of healthy bacteria. But what distinctly separates our probiotic from most other probiotics on the market is our use of BioTract and Wellmune to support optimal digestion and immune system function. The survival rate of most probiotics is about 4%. Because you've got to understand those probiotics have to pass through the digestive system in order to get to the small intestine where they need to be of greatest benefit. But with our patented BioTract technology, survival rate is up to 60% because we've got that that technology helps pass through the stomach and go into the small intestine before it's released, which means we're increasing that survival rate massively. Now, it's only $42 a month on subscription, which is huge. And for those of you who know anything about leaky gut, that's becoming a significant health issue. So leaky gut literally can affect a whole range of body systems the same way that oxidative stress is. So what we're talking about is implementing and using products that are helping us on that cellular level. All right, biohacking number 4. And it's our omegas. Our omegas are absolutely amazing. Most omega products on the market only contain omega-3, but let's face it, we all deserve so much better. So LifeVantage has combined omega-3, omega-7, and vitamin D3 into one simple product. By combining DHA and EPA omega-3 fatty acids, omega-7 fatty acids, and vitamin D3, Omega Plus supports cardiovascular health, cognitive health, skin health, and the immune system. It's an environmentally friendly formula which is mercury-free and it has a light flavor of lemon and lime. And its fish oils are traceable from boat to bottle, sourced from Alaska, omega, pollock, and cod marine Norwegian fish oil. God, that's a mouthful. I'm just saying. But, so basically, guys, you could take these omegas and you could actually bust them with your mouth and you can palatably taste the difference between our omega oils and the fish oils that you can buy off the shelf. There's many oils that you can buy off the shelf that literally, if you were to try and bite into them, they're rancid, they taste off, and they smell really bad. And that's because they're past their best before. They're really not providing benefits to the body. The omega-3 is $35.04 on wholesale pricing, and again, supports brain health and heart and immune functions. So your skin is the largest organ of your body. It literally keeps the good stuff in and the bad stuff out. But it's the first to show signs of aging. And for any of the ladies on the webinar, we don't want our faces to be showing the first signs of aging. We really, really want to be protecting that. So biohack number 5 is protecting your skin. And we do that with the True Science skincare line. Now, the thing is, it's not only a world first with NRF2 activation in every single one of those products, but what's not in is just as important. So no sulfates, no parabens, no formaldehyde, no gluten, no GMOs, no petroleum or mineral oil, and no artificial colors or colors in there. It mitigates physical effects of skin damage caused by oxidative stress, steps up skin's own protective barriers, provides protection against environmental assaults on the skin, and counterbalances the visible negative effects of sun-related damage. Now, for those of you who will go to pubmed.gov and actually type up Pretendum and have a look at the research papers conducted, you're going to see 2 research papers in particular that have been conducted on skin cancer and melanoma. Now, you can read for yourself the conclusion on those research papers, which are freaking amazing. But the company at that point went, wow, we're activating NRF2 from an inside-out approach. It would be amazing if we could activate NRF2 from an outside-in approach, with the skin being the largest organ of the body. And so that's really the foundation for why the skincare line was developed. Now, our skin, being the largest organ of the body, is so essential that we do look after it. The skincare line is not just a superficial skincare line. It isn't just addressing the first outer layer of the skin. It's actually going deep to do good, multiple layers deep into the skin. And I don't have time tonight to show you another slide that's one of my faves, but please get back to the person who invited you to the webinar, and I can certainly get that information to you. Now, the skincare line is 147 UK. That's wholesale pricing, lasts 2 to 4 months. Now, the beautiful thing about this is not only is it well priced, but those bottles, they last for quite a long time, and you're going to run out of each product at different times. So the cleanser is usually the first to go, and the cleanser, you know, so that you're just buying the replacement pieces as you go. You're not up for the whole kit cost every single time. So of course, hands being, you know, used and washed all the time, all day, we've got a specific True Science hand cream, which is designed to be able to be more durable. And the thing is with our skincare line and the hand cream is you can see the results for yourself. When we talk about activating NERF2 from the inside out, you know, some people will feel results and some people will not necessarily feel anything. Most people will say they feel less tired, they're sleeping better, they actually have a general sense of well-being, and their moods are more stable. So for mums with PMS, that's always a good thing for the family. But when it comes to the skin, you really can see the difference when you're using our True Science skincare products. All right, so just in recapping, when it comes to biohacking for health, optimal health is not about finding one product with a red cape that just does the superhero thing for everything. Health is like this pie chart that's in front of you right now. When we talk about somebody's overall optimal health, we're talking about lots of different parts of their life that need to be in place that can affect what their health status is. So, for example, nutrition, exercise, sleep, their genetics, environment, their social and emotional factors. All of these things are going to have an effect on what we consider optimal health. But here's the thing that really, really excites me. Here's the reason that I committed to joining this company and sharing this information with people. If you've got poor nutrition, you have higher levels of oxidative stress. If you exercise too little or too much, you have higher levels of oxidative stress. If you're having poor quality sleep, you're having higher levels of oxidative stress. Certain genetic conditions like autism, for example, we know that they have higher levels of oxidative stress. The environmental factors, what you're exposed to. If you've got a toxic environment around you, you have higher levels of oxidative stress. Social and emotional, you've got physical or emotional stress, you've got higher levels of oxidative stress. So literally everything that goes into what we consider optimal health for somebody has an effect on oxidative stress. And we just happen to have a product which is natural, which protects the body against oxidative stress. That is a super goosebump moment. That is huge. That is the reason that I just went, oh my goodness. And the world we're living in means we're exposed to higher levels of oxidative stress. It's pretty exciting stuff. So how do you start as a customer? Well, there are no fees to join. The monthly orders are your choice. You get the best pricing for the wholesale pricing, which is your monthly orders, but you can start and stop at any time. You do earn rewards for referring for family and friends. So you can also get back to the person who invited you onto the webinar for more information on where to order the products from. But let me ask you a question. If you had a chance to go back in time and invest in Microsoft, Facebook, or Google, like knowing how big those companies are, would you? Because we're looking at a biohacking company that has products that are literally the solution to a problem that most people don't yet realize they've got. So I'm about to pass you over to Miss Karen Murphy so that she can explain more about the business and the opportunity that we have with LifeVantage. Now, Karen is absolutely, as I said before, absolutely amazing. I love, love, love working with Karen. She is so knowledgeable. When it came to this business, I saw the product and went, oh, this is amazing. I'm going to share this with everyone. And when it comes to the business side of it, I looked at the comp plan and went, numbers, I don't know. I called my sister. I said, well, has Karen looked at this? And she said, yes. I said, what does she think? She said, she's joined. I said, done. You know, I've got that much faith in Karen because she's got the accounting background, numbers are her thing. And I was just like, nah, full faith in you. So Miss Karen, I cannot wait to hand the call over to you so that you can share your background and information about the business with everyone.
Oh, thank you so much, Lisa. I am honored to be able to do this presentation with you. It's an absolutely incredible thing to be able to share something that is going to impact somebody's life in such a positive way, but then to be able to work alongside somebody that I absolutely love and adore and admire so much and build that even stronger connection. So thank you very much for the opportunity, Lisa. So I live here on the Gold Coast with my little family. I'm a mum of one, and as Lisa mentioned, my background is accounting and small business tax. So I did that for 7 years before becoming a mum. And it was becoming a mum that really opened my eyes to the potential that there was more in life. I realized that I was in such a comfort zone of this 9 to 5 job, getting up, going to work, going home, and repeat, like 5 days a week, doing the same thing. Honestly, it was just to pay the bills. Like, that's all I was doing. But then when I became a mum, I thought to myself, what am I doing with my time? When I look back in 40 or 50 years, am I going to be able to say, I made the most incredible memories and absolutely made the best of my time with my family? Or was I stuck in a cubicle working to make my boss money? And so for me, honestly, it was like a brand new door was put in front of me that I had to open and find a new path in life. And it was at that moment that Katrina Allen, who is Lisa's sister, but my sister-in-law, her husband and my fiance are brothers, she introduced me to this incredible opportunity. And it happened to tick all the boxes I was looking for. I wanted a way to have flexibility to work at home while I had a little 6-month-old baby. I wanted to be able to create an extra income. I wanted to do something more in life, get some purpose back. Instead of just doing tax returns and financials, I actually wanted to make an impact that was going to last a long, long time. And this ticked all the boxes, and why I'm super passionate about showing others the opportunity that they can have with this business, because it is so flexible. It doesn't matter your background. I have no health experience whatsoever. I have no experience within this industry before I got started with LifeVantage. But you're still able to have an equal opportunity if you love what you hear about and wanting to make an impact. Then this could really be something that is for you. So let me get started with the business side of this information. So LifeVantage is at the forefront of nutrigenomics, and it's the first to market with a revolutionary new health technology. And this company, as Lisa mentioned, it's really leading the way for the new health world that we are in. It's an incredible opportunity that only comes really once in a lifetime. So why network marketing? This is something that I really had to think about, because most people, when they hear the word network marketing, it kind of puts up a red flag, which I understand. There is a lot of stigma and, you know, there is some yucky history with network marketing, but we are really trying to change that. I believe network marketing is an incredible profession, and if you choose to, can be an amazing career for you to be a part of. It has actually changed like every part of my life, this company and this business. And we've got a really special history. A lot of network marketing companies, they start network marketing and create a product around that. However, we started with our breakthrough Pro Tandem product And we chose to go into network marketing because it was such a successful person-to-person distribution model. So over the last 10 years, since it became a network marketing business in 2009, it went from 3 million to nearly $250 million in sales a month because of that word of mouth approach. And we've got such an incredible product. It has a real story. It has a positive news investigation on it. And it works best when it's told person to person. And as I said, network marketing, it's just a transfer of information from one person to another. You're just bypassing the big store box or the TV ads and going from person to person. The beauty of it is that each person is able to get paid for creating that transfer of information. And when it's done right, it's respectful and authentic. And I love that I get paid for helping people be better than me. And there is no other industry that I think has that payment compensation plan attached to it. You actually get paid for growing yourself as a person and helping other people achieve their dreams and, you know, step out of their comfort zone. It's an absolutely amazing way to be able to live your life. So network marketing is a massive industry. I didn't realize how big it was, but just in 2017, it was about $190 billion, the whole industry. To give you an idea, the music and movie industry combined isn't that big. So if people say, you know, no one makes money in network marketing, they don't know the facts, okay? There's plenty of money to be made in network marketing. So for me, when I was looking at a way of getting out of that 9 to 5, it really opened my eyes to the 2 ways that you can create an income in your life. Most people choose the traditional 40-year plan. So they work for 40 years, then hopefully retire. The problem with that is when you go to retire, so many people these days don't actually have any funds there to be able to retire, especially mums who have taken time out of their work. But there's another way with LifeVantage, and it's with creating a leveraged income. So that's where you build your business, typically for 2 to 5 years part-time, but the work you do in that time, it continues as you've built your business and you have customers who love the products and reorder because they're effective and they work and they just want to keep on using the products. That builds a lifelong business that you keep getting paid for month after month so that you are able to then retire and enjoy life for a lot longer. So for me, identifying that I didn't want to be in that 9 to 5, 40-year plan anymore. I wanted to really enjoy life, but still be our family is a much needed safety net these days. Never depend on a single income. The world of a secure job is no longer, and I have a personal story about this. It was around 3 years ago, 2 weeks before Christmas, that my fiance found out he was losing his full-time, very secure job. He had no notice. There was about 300 people that all lost their jobs. 2 weeks before Christmas, we'd just bought a $50,000 car, okay? So right then, we could have been in the doo-doo, okay? Really deep in the doo-doo. And there were some people who were really, really not in a good place. But we had started to build or dig our well before we got thirsty. We weren't depending on that one source of income. We had additional streams of income. We had my LifeVantage income coming in. We had money saved up so that we were okay at that time where it could have been complete chaos. So making a decision now when you have that opportunity before something happens, I think is a really, really smart move to do. So this industry works, but not all businesses in this industry are created equal. So you've really got to make sure you identify a good business opportunity. So that's where I love to look at the key elements of this business and why it's a great opportunity. What makes it successful for people? So there's the product. You want to make sure that you've got a unique product, that there's no competition, that it's something that a lot of people need, and it's consumable, meaning they will want to reorder it. So that gives you long-term stability in your business. You also want to make sure it's affordable, but value. You know, people want to get something out of what they're paying for, right? So we tick that, like Lisa smashed out how incredible the products were. So no doubt about it. The timing, there's no hype related to timing. Like, people can hype up timing, but the timing is the one thing that will get worse. Okay. What I mean by that is, as every day goes on, more people will hear about this. And those are people that potentially you are the person that could be sharing this with them. So being ahead of the rest is important. Okay, that's just business 101. If you think of the Apple iPhone, I don't know anyone who had an iPhone 2 or an iPhone 1, but as soon as the Apple iPhone 3 and 4 started to come out, it hit momentum and everyone started getting iPhones. And then other companies like Samsung, Android, they bought out the phones, and other industry phones, they started to come out as well. But it was the early adopters, the people who were right early in the beginning, they knew about it before everyone else. And that's exactly where we are right now in the timing with this business. So we haven't yet hit momentum. There's the income side of it. I love that our company is publicly traded. This was a really, really big deal for me with my accounting background, knowing that ethically they had a lot of auditing requirements, financial standards that have to be met. Everything is disclosed publicly. You can actually see the financial statements. So that was a really big thing for me. The big thing as well with our compensation is that it's not just paid to the people up the top. And I know that there are a lot of businesses where that happens. And so you've got to be either really, really, really good or one of the very, very first. Whereas with our business, you get paid generously up front, as well as for doing this part-time around your lifestyle. You can make a really good long-term income, and I'll show that a bit more in detail. But the mentoring, having a proven system in place and simple tools that you can utilize, an incredible support community, as well as leadership and training from people who have done this for a long time, who have had that success. They're not just sitting up there at the top enjoying their money. They are actually still in the trenches helping us learn how to do that and be successful as well. So not only are we leaders in nutrigenomics, but we are leaders with the timing of momentum. There are other pharmaceutical companies that are trying to create synthetic NRF2 activators. But what I love is that we are 10 years ahead of anybody else with our NRF2 activator, not to mention it has the most studies and is the most potent for being natural. That's impressive. But being ahead of that growth curve, if you're wanting to join a business, is critical, because I know so many businesses out there and people will say, oh, you know, have you heard of this business? Have you heard of this business? Yes, I have. I've heard of it a lot. You know, that's when the market is saturated, and it gets a little bit harder if you've not done this before or you don't really have a lot of skills or experience to build a business if everyone already knows about it. So you've got a leader's advantage being one of the first to hear about it. We only have 80,000 distributors, but that's worldwide. In the UK right now, there's probably less than 1,000. It's a very, very small amount of distributors in the UK. Now, the compensation summary, because we are publicly traded, I can disclose the average distributor earnings. So this is our levels. It's really like from 1 to 10. Now, we have every income opportunity. If you want to do this small time, part-time, or big time, there is an opportunity for you. What I love is those premier levels, those middle levels A Pro 4, an average person achieves that within about 11 months. So to be earning, that's about $1,200 US in a year, over and over and over again, every single month. If you were a mum, a stay-at-home mum that couldn't work because you're looking after children, but you can fit this around your family and be earning that in a year's time, how much of a difference could that make for you and your family? What about if you invested maybe 2 to 5 years doing this business and you step it up? Imagine what your life could be like if you were earning $20,000, $40,000 a month, every single month. That's like a full-time income a year in 1 month. How could that change your life? The income opportunity with LifeVantage just blows my mind. I won't get into all the ways that you can make money, but what I would tell you is that as you share this with others, whether they choose to become a customer or become a distributor, business partner, you get paid either way. That's incredible. You also can get paid weekly and monthly. So monthly is that long-term leveraged residual income. So at the beginning, that's not a huge amount. At the beginning, it's those upfront bonuses every week that are really, really impressive. But then as your business grows, so does your monthly income. And it gets to a point where that monthly income will just blow your mind. If you stick this out, this income opportunity is unlike anything I've ever seen in the industry. So a lot of people are wondering, but can I do this? You know, they might not have experience, they might not have the skills, they might not know what to do. And that's exactly where most people start. But the great thing is that you will have leadership, you will have a step-by-step system, you will get training from industry leaders and top leaders within your business. You will grow, okay? As you do this, the growth you will go through. You might say, oh, I'm really shy. Your confidence will grow. You will learn how to also utilize technology if you're wanting to build a business online. We have an app, we have social media training, we have everything there for you to be able to build your business successfully. So if you're wanting to get started in the business side as a distributor, we've got different pack options for you. In the UK, you start on either a start kit or a silver pack. And then after 7 days, you can choose to upgrade to the gold or platinum pack, which has all of the extra value and products in it. So no matter what choice, you will get your own website, marketing materials, and a starter training kit. And that will allow you to then start earning income through the distribution compensation plan. So just imagine, this is where I love to think of the potential. If you said yes to this in, say, 2 years, even 5 years from now, how different would your life be? What difference would that income make to you and your family, not just now and not in 5 years, but generations? Because this is a business that is a legacy and you can actually pass it down to your family. So creating something now, an asset, a business asset that's not only impacting people's health in an incredible way, but impacting your family's finances in an incredible way. You just never know what can happen if you say yes. So thank you so much. I just want to encourage you to please get back in touch with whoever invited you to take a look at this and let them know how you would like to get started or if you've got any questions. But thank you again, and thank you so much, Lisa, for your amazing health expertise. You're incredible.
Oh, thank you. And thank you everyone for being on.